mathematicians. Today we are going to begin Chapter 2, Section 2.1, looking at integers and absolute value. First of all, we have to talk about what this word integer refers to. Integers are any positive or negative number. Okay? Negative numbers are those that are less than 0. They have this negative sign out front, -1, -2, -3, and so on. Positive integers are the ones that you have been working with since elementary school. They are the ones that are greater than 0. You can either write it as a +2 or a +2, or just a plain 2, no sign in front. Okay. When you think of a number line and you start at 0, as you move to the right, you get larger. Okay? You continue to get larger. Now, as you move to the left, you continue to get smaller. So as we go to the left, we continuously get smaller. Thinking of that number line, we're going to practice graphing some integers. Alright, so this problem asks us to graph these 4 integers on a number line. So first we need to draw our number line. And I always think it's easiest to put 0 here. We'll go up a few, 1, 2, 3, label them. And we'll go down, and from 0 we go -1, -2, -3. We could keep going further up or further down as needed. So our first one asks us to find -1. So this is pretty easy now that we have our number line numbered. Find number 1. There's -1. Next we need to graph which one? 3. So I find 3, graph 3. Graph those next 2 numbers on your own. You should have put a dot at -2 and +2. Nice job. Let's now discuss some words that refer to positive or negative situations. Let's list some words that mean positive. How about some words that mean negative? Now that we've discussed some words that mean those, let's read each situation and write an integer to describe what is happening. So number 1, snowfall 3 inches below normal. What is the key word in here that tells us if this is going to be positive or negative? Right, the word below. Since that word is below, is this going to be a +3 or a -3? Exactly. The word below indicates that it will be a -3. How about number 2? What's the word that tells us if this is positive or negative? Exactly. The word gained. Now, if the team gained, is that positive or is that negative? Exactly. The word gained means it is a positive 11 or just 11. You don't need that positive sign in front. So the team gained 11 yards is a positive 11. Try the next one on your own. A loss of 6 feet. Now that you've done this on your own, what is the key word here that tells us if this is positive or negative? Exactly, the word loss. If it is a loss of 6 feet, is it positive 6 or negative 6? Correct. The word loss indicates that it is a negative 6. A loss of 6 feet is represented by a negative 6. When we are talking about a number line and integers, we have to discuss this word absolute value. Absolute value is the distance a number is from 0. So how many spaces that number is away from 0. We indicate absolute value with these bars. Okay. So if I had a number in here, this would be saying what is the absolute value of 3? Or how many spaces is 3 from 0? So let's look at the number 3. How many spaces? 1, 2, 3. The absolute value, or the distance from 0 that 3 is just 3. What if we said find the absolute value of negative 3? This means how many spaces is negative 3 from 0? So let's find negative 3. How many spaces is it from 0? 1, 2, 3. So negative 3 is 3 spaces from 0. So the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. These absolute value bars simply make the number positive. Anything inside becomes positive. Absolute value or distance is always positive. Absolute value is always positive. So let's try some of these together. Solve. The first one is asking us what is the absolute value of 8. Now these absolute value bars make our number positive. Well, it was already positive. It was already a positive 8, so it simply stays a positive 8 still. Number 2 involves an absolute value and then adding on a 3 after. Now the absolute value bars tell us to make the number positive. So a negative 2 will become positive 2. Remember, distance from 0 would be 2 spaces. And then I'm going to bring down the plus 3. So our problem becomes 2 plus 3 is 5. Nice job. These absolute value bars make the negative 2 a positive 2. Try this one on your own. Do the absolute value first and then use the order of operations to solve. Let's take a look at this one. Do your absolute value bars first. So the absolute value of 5 just remains a positive 5. And the absolute value of negative 4. Now remember, absolute value makes this number positive. So the absolute value of negative 4 is positive 4. What did I not bring down from the problem? That's right, the times 2 and the plus sign. Now, using our order of operations, what will we do first? Exactly, 5 times 2 is 10. Bring down the plus 4. 10 plus 4 is 14. Do the absolute value bars first, make whatever's inside positive, and then use our order of operations to solve. Try this one on your own. Get rid of those absolute value bars first, and then subtract. Alright, let's see how you did. The absolute value of -6 is exactly +6. The absolute value of -2, -2 now becomes +2. And what are we missing from the original problem? That negative sign. 6 minus 2 is 4. These absolute value bars, remember, make whatever's inside a positive. If it already was a positive, it stays positive as well. Nice job today, mathematicians.